All right. Hey, wealth builders. Stop number 5. And I don't even think it's been an hour.
No, but we had to stop for gas too. So, I mean, she had to go, but we had to get some gas too. So
this is question number 5. We wanted to come out, and every stop we said we were going to go ahead and answer a question. So here we are, stop number 5. We are still in Kansas.
Ain't nothing in Kansas,
Ain't
y'all.
nothing. If you from Kansas,
I'm sorry.
my bad.
I am sorry. I see why Dorothy got picked up.
Boy.
Man.
So, all right. So here's the question. Property under contract, but can't find a buyer. Okay, so this is what they say. This is from a question that was asked on Reddit. It says, hi everyone, this is my first wholesale deal ever, and I just got it under contract 4 days ago. Paperwork and earnest money deposit and everything. I'm trying to find cash buyers, but it's proving to be a challenge, and also I only have a 5-day inspection clause. My earnest money deposit is only $500, so I'm not too concerned about losing it if I want to give it the full 30 days. But I want to know, where can I find cash buyers? So I've called real estate agents that said they would pass it along. I've tried Facebook groups, but they all seem to have people who just want the sell cash buyers list. Am I just being impatient, or is my deal not the greatest? Any advice is much appreciated. So there's a couple of things in there.
There are.
It's like when you're reading it, it's like we can point out at least 3 things. So we'll try to stick to 3 main things in this. I'll start with the first one, if that's okay with you. It said that they did that they were trying to find cash buyers, but it's proving to be challenging because they only had a 5-day inspection clause. Okay, they've already paid their earnest money. Listen, let's just start with the fact that 4 days ago they got under contract, and they only have a 5-day inspection period. Okay, no. You want to push and get as many days as you can, because you want to go ahead and start a title search. You want to go ahead and get things moving, but you want to also have time as a wholesaler to back out of it if you need to. Okay, if in 5 days you are expected to do a lot. In 5 days, you might have to go down to talk to the county. You might have to make sure that it's even permitted. You need to have your time to do your due diligence to be able to back out. So we like to go as long as possible. I think the longest we've gone, I think, was like
30 days.
30 days. Was it 30?
On the due diligence.
Yeah. So my biggest thing on this is take as much time as you think you're going to need and build that into your contract. Okay, we've had some contracts that we've had that we went 45 days because we need a little more time to do some due diligence on it than the 30 days, than your typical 30. So what I would definitely say is, don't do 5 days. Okay, 5 days is not enough days to do your due diligence. Okay, it is highly important to get as many days possible so that you don't look. If you don't want to lose any money, but we'll just stick with that. So that was the first thing that I definitely seen in the question. That
ideally you want to be able to get the title search back before you put your earnest deposit down anyway. So the title search can't be done in 5 days typically. You would have to literally get it on a contract and sent over to the title company the same day, and have to let them know, hey, I need it back in 5 days in order for you to get it back that quick sometimes. So you want to allot yourself enough time for the title company to do the title work. And if you need to explain that to your seller, then do that. Let them know, hey, COVID's going on right now, so people are down on manpower. Things take longer nowadays to get done. So you can, that time has to transpire down to your seller.
Okay. And now Ken already kind of started going into the earnest money issue as well. He said that his earnest money was they said their earnest money was $500.
He wasn't too concerned with losing it. So I'm going to take that one. So, all right, $500 is a lot for earnest deposit. I get that sometimes you don't have an option in that. and that's okay. But again, when you're talking about your due diligence time, you want to allot yourself enough time so that you don't have to lose that $500. You want to make sure that you got, time built in there for getting your title search back. If you got any questions about zoning, like Bunny said, permitting or anything like that, you need to have time for that. You want to, and then in that time frame, you should be reaching out for buyers. Okay. We don't typically put down a large earnest deposit, and when we do put down a larger earnest deposit, we make sure we have enough time in there to feel comfortable with that earnest deposit, for one.
And it's after our due diligence time.
Yep.
We have it built into our contract that we are not going to pay the earnest money until after it.
Yep.
Okay. So that's something I want to go ahead and keep you in mind.
Yep.
Typically, typical earnest money deposit for us, we really shoot for like $10.
Yep.
On earnest money. I mean, it's.
We've done a couple where we had to do $100. We've done a few where we had one or two that we had to put down $500.
Yeah.
But again, we put so much time in there that our end buyer put the $500 down. We never put that down.
Yeah. So I want to just let you guys know, and it all depends on what the buyer, what the seller is going to accept. Okay, during negotiation. We just let people know, hey, this is really just to get the title search going.
Yep.
We're just going to go ahead and just to get the paperwork rolling. You know what I mean? But that's usually how we present the earnest money.
And some people don't need any earnest deposit. We've had deals that didn't get any earnest deposit too. So don't be afraid to not put an earnest deposit on the contract when you write it. If they want one, they'll say something about it. And then. So
the next one that we seen on here was that.
It's about finding the cash buyers.
Yes, it said. This is in the last. It said, I've called real estate agents that said they would pass it along. I've tried Facebook groups, but they all seem to have people who just want to sell cash buyers lists. I mean, the reality is that, one thing you can do is you can go on PropStream, and PropStream you can get your own cash buyers list. So if you have PropStream, you can get your cash buyers list. You can search down in the zip code of the streets and see how many people have purchased properties in the area that were cash. And then you can go ahead and skip trace that list and talk to the people who are already investing in that area and let them know, hey, I have a property that you might be interested in. I saw that you got another property on 123 Main Street, which is a couple of blocks away. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. PropStream is a great option to get your own list and to use PropStream for 10,000 other things that you'll need in wholesaling as well. And then the only other thing that kind of caught my attention on this is the last thing he said was it a deal or was it not? Sometimes it's not.
That's true.
Sometimes we've had, I could think of one of our first ones we should have walked away from. We actually talked to somebody in a real estate group that we're in, not on Facebook, but a physical networking group, real estate investors. And when we spoke to him, he was like, you need to let it go. It's not a deal. And the thing is that sometimes our pricing is off. So we might not even, our comps are wrong, or not, I won't say wrong, but you aren't taking everything into account. And sometimes if it's a deal, and I'm not saying this is a blanket thing, but if it's a deal, you'll find a cash buyer.
Yep.
But you also need to give yourself time to find that cash buyer.
And you got, and again, looking in the right places. Like Bunny said, PropStream for us has been our best way to find cash buyers. And you'll hear us say that over and over and over again because we believe in it that much. You could pull a list for the area, the zip code that property's in, and you'll have a couple of, potentially a couple of hundred buyers in that area that you can reach out to, like by phone or email, and say, hey, I got this property, wondering if you want to buy it. The Facebook groups and stuff like that, they are good, but they're limited, and they're going to be full of us. They're going to be full of other wholesalers, which isn't a bad thing. That is one way that you can still get your deal done, especially when you start running out of time. You may need to start thinking about partnering with someone who already has a buyer's list. Because
0% or 100% of zero is still zero.
Yep.
So you really want to go ahead and keep that in the forefront of your mind. But I definitely say networking when you're talking about finding cash buyers. I mean, we've been in a group where we've turned around and we wrote the property on the board and turned around and somebody wanted it.
Yep.
And just like that, it was sold. So the thing is that networking is super important. Facebook group and joint venturing is extremely important. Sometimes you just need a little bit of help in finding that cash buyer, but you have a property, and it might get second eyes to look at the property, and they're going to be just as interested in the property as you are, because they're going to joint venture with you. Okay. So sometimes it might be that you might need to go back and renegotiate how much time you have on due diligence. See if you can go ahead and extend it out with the buyer. I'm sorry, with the seller. See if you can extend
in
it
our
out.
contract, we have an extension already built in. We have an automatic 30-day extension that we don't technically have to go back and ask for. The worst thing that we've had to have happen is we had to have a contract re-signed once, but we've never had an issue with that. And so, yeah, that's something to consider as well. You know, one other thing that I noticed was the statement about real estate agents. We do work with some real estate agents. Not every real estate agent is going to have a buyer for you, right? Because you have to remember that the real estate agent that you typically run into, they're looking for homes for homeowners, like first-time home buyers, people who are looking to put their family in it. They're not typically looking for investment property. So if you have an investment property, you really need to find realtors who work with investors.
Yes.
We have one realtor in one of our markets. She is phenomenal. Like, we've passed deals on to her, and I think we've only had one deal that she didn't take, and it was because she waited too late, and ever since then her buyers have been on it. But she's an investor agent. She does the work for them, she flips the property for them, and then she lists it for them and all this stuff. So she's always looking for investment properties to satisfy her investors, because she doesn't do wholesaling. She's a realtor.
So really what she ends up being for us is almost she actually is the buyer for us.
Yeah.
So that is the type of realtors that you want to pass along the information, not the one that's either looking to list or only work with new homeowners.
Yeah.
Okay. Not people who are looking for walk-in ready. You want to go ahead and look for the person that's looking for a flip or a fixer-upper, because they want to do that. But you just want to keep that in mind when you're talking about realtors. There are very vast differences between the realtors that you're going to find. You want to find the ones that are working with investors, and joining real estate groups on Facebook is great. Networking in person is great. Find out which way works best for you, but I definitely would say get some more time on that due diligence.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead and negotiate that.
Don't sign no more contracts with 5-day due diligence clauses.
Yeah, like you need more time than that.
Unless you already have a buyer lined up for it, do not sign it with 5-day due diligence.
Don't sign it. Well, you know what, guys? That is stop number 5, and
we're gonna mosey on along because we still got about
one more thing.
3 hours.
One more thing. Check
KVWealthBuilders.com.
Okay, make sure
get your free contracts.
Get your free contracts. Get some more information. Again, we're going to be building on that website constantly. Make sure that you guys comment below.
Hey, contract with the inspection clause area blank, so you can write your own in there. Don't be doing no 5 days.
Don't be doing no 5 days. So
don't do anything less than 14.
If you, I don't know where you might see this video
business days.
Where this video, right, which we have done that. We don't know where you're going to see this video at, but if you're not a part of our Facebook group, KV Wealth Builders, and becoming a part of our Wealth Builders, then you definitely need to go on Facebook right now.
Yep.
Right now, okay?
And holler at us.
And come say hey.
Come holler at us.
Go ahead, drop a post, drop your questions. We are looking at starting a mentor/coaching in the beginning of the year. We're not sure if that's something that you're interested in. Definitely go ahead and put mentoring or coaching in the comments so that we know that that's something that you're interested in. And we go over all of these different things about due diligence and the contract, and we're going to talk about all of those.
How to talk to the seller too, so you can explain it better.
That's a whole conversation all by itself. I'm not going to get into that because it's going to be too much, but that is to come. Okay, so definitely join us on KV Wealth Builders. Check out the website. And if you're interested in getting more things like this, you know what I mean? If you're interested in getting that in some coaching or mentoring, and that's something that interests you, definitely put coaching, mentoring in the comments so that we know. Okay.
So we'll see you guys
on stop number 6. Until then, I guess We'll see you on the next stop.
Peace.